father had barely settled into the office of vice president, and now he was president of the United States. The whole Roosevelt clan, mother, children, dogs, ponies, badgers, snakes, frogs, Eli Yale, the blue-tailed macaw, all of us moved into the president's house. That house at the time was rather ugly, inside at any rate. Not as bad as the governor's mansion of New York, but I have memories of hideous dark rooms and lots of Tiffany glass from the first time I was taken there to meet President Harrison as a child. Now, my stepmother did quite a lot to renovate the place. Or, well, rather, the architectural firm of McKim and White did. They got rid of some of the more lugubrious touches, such as the acres of plush carpet and the overwrought gilt furniture. There were curtains in front of curtains in front of windows, and there were a lot of heavy swags. It was what only could be described as late Grant and early Pullman. Oh, and there was a musty smell everywhere. I do remember in the East Room, there were these circular divans, these donut-shaped sofas, in the center of which were supposed to be large potted palms. But the trees have long since gone by the way, and so only the vacant holes remained. This gave us children quite a wonderful opportunity to use those vacant spaces to launch surprise assaults on each other and anyone else who happened to be passing by. We moved into the White House shortly before my coming out party. Now, normally a girl should be thrilled to have her coming out party celebrated at the president's mansion, but the place had not been redecorated, and it was really not suitable for such a grand event. For one thing, in that East audience room, there was this muddy-colored carpet, and musty and smelly, too. At one of my first White House dinners, I was seated next to the House Appropriations Committee member Joe Cannon. I was very fond of Uncle Joe, and I'd hoped that evening to manage to appropriate from him the money to have a new hardwood floor laid in the East audience room to replace that muddy carpet, and I needed it done in time for my debut. Alas, the appropriation could not be made in time, and for my coming out, we had to lay a canvas crash carpet over that wretched, muddy, smelly pile. Furthermore, because my parents were worried about what people might think in an age where prohibition of liquor was a political discussion, we did not have champagne at my debut, but only alcohol-free beverages. They relaxed their opinions on this during my father's second term, because when Ethel had her coming out party at the White House, not only had there been time to have a wooden floor installed, but more liberal heads prevailed, and she had champagne at her debut. After the renovations to the place, which included a new roof, my mother had stationery printed, and it was the first time the building was officially referred to on government stationery as the White House. My parents would often use my seating arrangement to try to wheedle money or favor from some cause or another. I've always been an excellent conversationalist, and a seating next to any member of the president's family could be considered a plum spot to peddle influence. Unfortunately, I sometimes found myself seated to some very boring legislators. And early on, I realized that I could use my long, elbow-length gloves to my advantage by stashing a small bottle of hooch in the glove hands. This one's empty.